I like it. It also, you can see in it a direction that Allendale Strong is headed, which with our partner Strong Towns, small and incremental. When we talk about rental property, home ownership, a lot of the way that we've currently as a society thought about that is bigger is better. So we build big apartment rental complexes, or we try to do things in a way that is not small and incremental. So having small footprints of rental mixed in with homeowners is a much more community blend than, say, let's create an apartment complex. A little bit like one of the current city projects is doing, that is not really getting that sense of community diversity that we really need, that comes from doing things in a small and incremental approach.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the things that we really want to build a community. All right, we really want Allendale to be built back as a community, because communities are the backbone to cities, right? Until Shreveport is strong as a community, as a place of home ownership, and as a place of community, the suburbs will not thrive, right? Bossier City is going to be Bossier City, but Bossier City ain't nothing without Shreveport, right? And kind of one of the things that we're working on again, and some of the future projects that we have going on, is something that helps cement a community, and that's a park.
Yes.
And Dorothy, can you kind of elaborate on the things we have going on with SWEPCO Park?
Oh, absolutely. So basically, when Kim was mentioning small and incremental, what we've done is met with SWEPCO Park director, and we came up with a cooperative agreement. And the cooperative agreement is between the city of Shreveport, SWEPCO Park, and Allendale Strong concerning SWEPCO Park, because we know SWEPCO Park can be, it could be big, it could be beautiful, it could be many things and many things in there to do. But again, we're just starting small and incremental. And with just starting small and incremental, we, Allendale Strong, we came up with a cooperative agreement between, like I said, the city of Shreveport and SPAR. So we met with them on last week, and what we did, we talked through some of our key points that we had gotten together, how to, so basically, because the catalyst is renewal for our neighborhood, so that park would be renewal for our neighborhood. So just going through we had 7 key points that we talked through. And basically what it was about is that we wanted to be the lead in the planning and designing, but we wanted them to come along and plan with and design with us. What we would do, we would do the planning, some of the funding, but we also wanted SWEPCO Park to do their part, as in doing some of the funding and maintaining of SWEPCO Park as well. So with these cooperative endeavors, what we did, we just went through these key points to just explore what we could have in this park. So things like community engagement activities, Allendale, bringing the design in. And we also had another designer on board with us, and just her ideas and like I say, us coming together, but we're guiding the design because we know what we want in our community. But also what they would do as well is put our survey on their website. So that was a good point right there. We are sharing the information from more than one standpoint. So again, like I say, basically we want them to provide, assistance, with grants or whatever funding they can get, maintain the park. We also talked about a park advisory committee that we can build on coming out of our own Allendale Strong neighborhood. And they mentioned some parks that did have park advisory committees that I thought, that I would go to see, just what they're talking about, how they were, formed and that type of thing. So we want to do a lot in SWEPCO Park. And I mean, other people have already said that they wanted to come in and help. We had one of the, I think his name is John Paul. He mentioned about helping with the, planting trees and, and we already know that we are a food desert, edible vegetation. That would be something good that we need, but I mean, walking and biking and, for health benefits. But again, like I told them, we just want to start at small and incremental. Not that we can't go so big, but again, we're just trying to keep a pace at what we want and just looking at, what the citizens, the people in the neighborhood want to see in their park, So I believe after speaking with them that we will probably be up under the same umbrella with SPAR. So I appreciated them coming on and just, saying that, okay, we're there to support you.
Dorothy, I just have to jump in at, the SWEPCO Park has been a rallying point for Allendale Strong. And just what you were describing, what it really represents in terms of progress is that we have articles, one article about the city unparking the park. Mm-hmm. And that the park was an obstacle for I-49, and they removed the equipment and quit maintaining it. And our neighborhood group rallied, essentially stood in front of the bulldozer, and so we had that point of conflict in a previous administration, and then to see the persistence over time. Which, with that persistence revealed that the SWEPCO Park was a site of a Civil War fort,
right.
Historic significance. And then all of the stories and this wonderful SWEPCO Park Committee of Allendale Strong that really, it's loosely joined, but I really think Roosevelt's the chair of it, and Danielle and William Hartman, and, y'all are the core there. So we've got design, communications, and so last week when you took the group to meet with the city, the work of the city council person Tabitha Taylor to help bring things together, and I just loved hearing after you described the meeting that it was as though we're all on the same page now. The city and Allendale Strong, and the beautiful way forward with Allendale Strong providing the leadership and community engagement, and the city doing their part to maintain and support Allendale Strong's leadership. So it's a wonderful story emerging over the park.
And you know what, Kim? I just remember in the beginning of the meeting, I was saying to them, I know that you're coming in as representatives of your job and with your titles, I said, but this is what I'd like. I said, I'd like for you all to be conveners and connectors and collaborators, not representative. That way you can come into our space, you know, to see what a Black neighborhood is looking for, you know, transform your way of thinking, because just like you said, at one time they just wanted to tear it down and be nothing, you know, so this freeway could come. But, you know, at the same time, like I told them, while all this is, you know, still being true, just be true to yourself, who you are, but look at the people and what they're wanting and what they're looking for, and just kind of come in their space and what they're thinking about, okay, in our Black neighborhood. I know a lot of times they're thinking, oh, they want all this big stuff, you know, but again, we can start with small and incremental. I'm fine with that. I just want us to know that SWEPCO Park is the catalyst for renewal of the neighborhood, and we want it back.
Yeah,
You know,
Shelly really said that, you know, she was like, you know, I don't want to pigeonhole, you know, make sure you guys aren't pigeonholed. And I remember, you know, we were saying, you know, oh, don't worry, we have big, we're thinking big, right?
Yeah,
We just
that's Shelly
know,
Rangel, the SPAR director, right?
Right,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We just tell them, we just know how things work, right?
Right.
So we're not thinking small. We're just not being, you know, ignorant to the fact that we're still dealing with a government entity, right? And how things work at government entities is you have to come in ready with your plans and understand what you can make happen. You know, because you know, they could tell us great things. Oh yeah, we're going to do this and do that and do this and do that. But we know we have to be very strategic in how we maneuver, because, you know, when you stop being strategic, that's when things start to unravel.
Well, what a turnaround for Shelly Rangel. I remember when Lewis and I led the sit-in over there under the pavilion that she was trying to have removed that day, although she changed her message on that when the press showed up. She wasn't trying to have it removed, but she was trying to remove the pavilion, which was the last piece of structure on the park. So miracles do happen. You can,
Absolutely.
you can talk to City Hall and work with them on, argue to agreement, if you will.
Yeah, that
And
was,
you know
what administration was that?
That was actually during Ollie Tyler's administration, but Shelly Rangel was director of SPAR in those days, and Dorothy's neighbor Lewis, got a word from a friend who worked for SPAR that they were coming to tear down the pavilion, which was the only thing they'd left standing there, and there was word it was going to happen that morning. So Lewis called me, and we headed over there, and then got on our mobile phones and started calling everybody else, and wound up getting a lot of people interested in calling City Hall to complain, you know, to say, hey, what are you doing? And got the press out there, and it became the SWEPCO Park incident, as you have over your,
there you go.
But they'd already just about unparked it, and then much was written about it, even in national circles. So you can fight City Hall, you know, but doesn't have to be a fist fight. It can be more of what's been called an argument to agreement, where you finally come and can work together on a beautiful outcome. And we're hopeful that's what we have here, is a possibly really happy ending. Yeah, Kim.
And you know what, John? I think again, you know, because I had talked to Shelly for a few times, and it was always trying to push the park off on. I said, and I did tell her, I said, Shelly, we don't want SWEPCO Park. What we want to do, we want you all to continue to maintain the park, and whatever funding you all have or grants, you know, to come in and help us with, and we'll do funding, and we'll do, you know, be the lead and the designing. And I think she got it. Cause I did. Every time
Yeah.
we spoke, I just let her know. No, because she would say, well, you all can have SWEPCO Park. So even then, once we started talking about the cooperative agreement, which I think William asked her, well, when do you want to accept the terms of the cooperative agreement? And she says, once we get started, with our plan, then we'll move forward with that. So to me, that was saying she's on the same page with us. So hopefully,
It's that's also a story of listening from both sides. I think through the course of all these conversations and the struggle, gaining our side gaining an appreciation for Shelly is really managing a park system of a city that has all these symptoms of decline. And so from her standpoint, there's never enough resources. She's ready to shed parks and responsibility in order to try to get the most out of the money and resources that she has. And so we represent, or Allendale Strong represents, a different perspective about that there's abundance through our relationships, and that we're approaching not from managing decline, but from a vision of hope and excellence for the future. And those two perspectives kind of came together hopefully Shelly feels some hope in the conversations that y'all guided and the way where we currently are, and that we continue as Roosevelt has really made an emphasis. We want to be excellent. We don't want to be average or mediocre. We want to aim for excellence. And I just feel like that was a good symbolic place last week when you took the group there.
Yeah.
And Roosevelt did get a chance to share, I think, about 3 of the videos. That was very good. So they did see, as far as what we're trying to do, it was presented, just a minute or so for each one of them. But I believe they got the point,
Yeah, yeah, and we really wanted to let her know that we want SWEPCO Park to be the premier park in Shreveport, because it's so close to downtown. It could be the catalyst park, right? And that's really what my next video is going to be about. I'm gonna go through the different tourist parks, right? From Piedmont Park to Central Park to Bilberry Park. I mean, not Bilberry Park, but Balboa Park, and all these different parks in these different cities, and how these parks are representative of the city, right? From Chattanooga to Birmingham. That you have these parks that you say, when you go there and you see it, you're like, oh, that's you even hear Piedmont Park and you hear Central Park. That's the first thing you think about. Oh yeah, that's when you hear Jackson Square or City Park in New Orleans. That's New Orleans. Yep. That's what I want SWEPCO Park to be. I want, when they say SWEPCO, that's Shreveport.
Right.
Roosevelt, that it is just a great vision, and it gives us a focus for rallying. But